Hey everybody, Vic with Culinary Crew. I'm going to do a quick video here, and I'm going to do a 20-minute one-pan meal. And you know, we have the benefit of being in the restaurant, so we have cooked noodles. I realize at home you probably don't, but this recipe can also be used with leftover pasta. So it's a 20-minute dish, and 10 minutes of that would be cooking the pasta. And then the other 10 minutes would be here in the pan, and because I'm set up, it'll be slightly less, and also for video purposes. So I wanted to do something that made it easy for somebody to cook for 1 or 2 people really quickly with minimal mess. So what I have here is 2 chicken breasts with seasoning and olive oil, and I'll have the recipe below, and the ingredients will be coming up at the bottom here as we go as well. So I took 2 chicken breasts, I mixed in a tablespoon of olive oil, and I used thyme, oregano, basil, salt and pepper, and garlic. And I'll have those actual amounts as we go through the video here. So here I have 1 tablespoon of olive oil. It's a little over, probably about 1.5 tablespoons. One rule is hot pan, hot oil, then the food. So I've had the pan on here for a minute, so it's probably pretty warm. We're going to get this oil going here. Make sure it's nice and warm. What I have here is about 2 tablespoons of finely minced onion and 1 clove or 1/2 teaspoon of chopped garlic. And we're going to go ahead and get our aromatics going here. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for the onions to become translucent and release all the aromatics. And as you can see, it's already starting to brown. Part of the trick to this meal is making sure that you cut everything small. That's going to help the process go faster if you're trying to make a quick meal here, which we are trying to do. So now that I got my garlic and my onion sauteed and the onions translucent, I'm going to go ahead and add my seasoned chicken. And I got it on medium-high heat. I'm going to give this a toss here. Now we're going to saute this chicken until it's basically done. Obviously, the smaller you cut your chicken, the quicker it's going to cook. I cut these fairly small for the purposes of the video. And the next step is going to be, we're going to add just a few more ingredients, and this dish will be done. I have 8 ounces of penne noodles here, and again, you can use leftover pasta, even spaghetti that has sauce on it, that's fine. I'm going to add the pasta next, once this chicken is basically cooked. And we're getting close now because I cut it so small. I can really smell the aromatics coming off the garlic and the onion, and then also all the seasoning and the olive oil that I put on the chicken. I diced it up, I mixed that oil and those seasonings in there. It's about 1/4 teaspoon of each spice per chicken breast. So if you wanted to cook for 1, you would cut this recipe in half. I'm cooking for 2. I'm actually going to eat this as soon as this video's over, especially after smelling it. So I'm almost done with the chicken here. And I'm going to take my cooked pasta or leftover pasta. Alright, looking pretty good. Nice, got a little color to it. Doesn't look anemic. Starting to brown just a little. Sear the seasonings, and you can see those seasonings browning. Now I'm going to add my noodles. And these noodles are cooked, so you got to be careful how long these sit in the pan. They're cold, but they're cooked. If you watched my last video, I talked about al dente pasta and how to achieve it. I'm not worried about this pasta overcooking here because I know this penne was al dente. So once you get the noodles warm, one of the last couple steps is take your tomatoes. This is about 3 to 4 ounces of chopped tomatoes. And I'm just going to mix that in there. I actually use bruschetta mix, but we have bruschetta mix on the ready all the time. So, but you can use diced onions. You can season it if you want. I put a little bruschetta mix in there. I'm going to stir it in just long enough to get the tomatoes hot. You don't want to overcook them too much. Now I have about 3 or 4 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. I'm going to mix that in. Give it a toss. Give it a nice melt. Lastly, I'm going to season to taste with salt and pepper. And then that's it. Done deal. And we're going to sell this on a plate, around the bowl here. Now, it looks good, smells good, tastes great. You can add any kind of vegetables or anything else you wanted. Depending on the vegetable, would depend on when you would add those. But this right here is going to be a fantastic meal. I cooked it in under 20 minutes, including the pasta. One pan, minimal mess. So, you know, here, let's give you a close-up here. Oop. So, and then I would probably top this off with a little parm, because I like cheese. So that's it. Quick meal, one pan, super simple. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot.